It's sad that a place known as the heaven on earth on account of its natural beauty should be a place of division, conflict and bloodshed. I'm talking about Kashmir. Okay, so Indo-Pakistani war in the late 1940s lasts more than a year. To understand this war, you have to know a bit about the history of the partition of what was then British India. Anyway, the UN get involved and a ceasefire is arranged. Terms of the ceasefire were adopted by the UN on the 5th of January 1949. Most of Kashmir is in Indian hands, so to speak. But Pakistan was able to acquire about 2/5 of Kashmir in the war. So the former princely state is partitioned between India and Pakistan. Both nations claim the region in full. The dividing boundary, monitored by the UN, is known as the line of control. Now, recently there have been clashes between Hindus and Muslims in the Indian-administered part of Kashmir. Politicians have been accused of fomenting trouble. Apparently, a curfew has been imposed to stop the fighting. As I understand it, India has accused the Pakistani military of attacking an Indian border patrol, which India says killed 5 of its soldiers. Pakistan's foreign ministry have effectively dismissed the accusation. Accusations, denials, shootings, bloodshed, words that seem to crop up when the subject of India and Pakistan arises. Or should I say, India versus Pakistan. The line of control has seen plenty of violence over the decades, as you can imagine. Yeah. Armed rebel groups have been fighting against Indian forces in Kashmir since the late 80s. Thousands have been killed. How is the Kashmir issue, or the Kashmir question, if you like, to be resolved? Can it be resolved? Can India and Pakistan put their differences behind them, come to the table and work out a solution which works for the Kashmiris, the people of the region? Work something out which puts an end to the violence and creates stability. Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has said he welcomes peace talks. Early hours of Monday morning, there was, quote, unprovoked firing from Indian troops along the Kashmir border, according to an official in the Pakistani military. So, yeah, more trouble. Over 10 million people live in the Indian-administered part of Kashmir. In the Pakistani autonomous territory of Azad, Jammu and Kashmir, the population is about 4.5 million. And in the other autonomous territory, Pakistani, population is about 1.8 million. Yeah. So Pakistan wants a referendum to decide what happens with Kashmir, right? A UN-run referendum. But they're not having that in Delhi. Kashmiris have confirmed their accession to India by taking part in state and national elections. The argument goes, you know. What about the idea of an independent Kashmir, separate from both India and Pakistan? I'm sure it has been considered by a few people, but would that work? Is it even realistic? Would an independent Kashmir be in the best interests of Kashmiris? I don't know. Difficult questions. Both nuclear powers, of course, India and Pakistan, both possess nuclear weapons. They've had their wars in the past. A nuclear war between these two could land all of us in the shit. And it could happen. It's not impossible. Yeah.